folks, I have a few things to talk about today. So looking at the upcoming weather, and I saw this.
Many wondering if Hurricane Ian is going to affect southern Ontario, and based on the latest model data, it looks like it should hit the brakes right before it hits southern Ontario. You can see southern Ontario is right here. That is Lake Simcoe. Here's Lake Ontario, Lake Erie. Here is Hurricane Ian, and this is the GFS model via College of DuPage, and it looks like it hits the brakes around Sunday. So it's coming up from the Carolinas, hits the brakes, kind of dissipates, and pushes off to the east. But what's in behind it is pretty interesting. As we get closer to October 7th, we start to see this next low pressure come in. You see the green is rain, but you see the blue is actually snow in behind it. So I don't think we're going to get that much accumulation in southern Ontario, but it is possible we're going to get some lake effect flurries here, as you can see. We do have this right here, which is lake effect flurries. So we may see some snow in behind that low somewhere around Friday, October 7th. We'll have to see how that does trend, but it looks like that low pressure coming in and maybe bringing in some cold behind it and possibly some lake effect flurries in behind it as well too. So we'll have to see how that does accumulate. But our thoughts are with all those affected by Hurricane Ian. It is brutal, and it is now heading towards the Carolinas as well too. But yeah, it should hit the brakes before it hits southern Ontario. We'll see how it trends. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
So that's good news and bad news, I guess. So this a little more recent, I didn't see anything in the forecast. There's no S word icons anywhere in the forecast that I saw. But then I found this. Snow creeps further south, threatens start of Thanksgiving in Ontario. So a little bit cold Arctic air will drive south late week, following a sweeping cold front late Thursday that will contribute to temperatures plunging 10 degrees cooler on Friday. I can't read very well today, apparently. So, possible we might see that soon. The last couple of years it's been October 31st when we saw our first snowfall. So, it may actually come earlier this year. I guess we'll have to wait and see. So I went out yesterday. I did a test run for my out-of-town fall colors tour. And trees aren't ready yet. They're starting. Most of the trees that I saw are similar to the ones in town. They're red on the top and bits of color farther down. And so I can use the trees in town as a guide, I guess. It's mostly the maple trees that are providing all the color. So that noise you're hearing is when I rock my chair. I still got the rear fender brackets hanging off the back of the chair here where they're drying. Every time I move the chair, they move around and bang against each other. That's that noise you're hearing there. So if you remember me talking about trying to put in a bidet in the washroom. So I've still got it. So this screws onto the existing water pipe, and the toilet goes on the other end, and then this outlet here is it's like a handheld bidet, and you get the valve to turn it on and off. Well, this here is actually the size of the pipe. This is where the hose goes on, and the toilet hose apparently is the same size, and that's what's on the actual water pipe. So I can't do anything about the water pipe itself because it's in the floor, so I can't really access it. So I gave up on that project because there wasn't anything I could do. So Michelle wanted me to check again to see if I can find an adapter for this. So here's the problem. I don't know where she got this from. Home hardware's useless. Rona didn't have anything, so I talked to somebody there who knows a little more about plumbing than I do. He can find similar sizes, but the threads don't match up. So he's guessing this is European, and they're probably metric threads. So again, this is Canada, we deal with metric. We don't have metric in plumbing sizes. So I can't find anything. So it's a bust again. So I got thinking, if I can find a T adapter, like without the valve on it. Well, actually, I guess it would have a valve on it. Sorry, I just had another thought. I'm thinking about this while I was out, but it's too late to go back to Rona now, so I'm going to try again tomorrow. But if I can find a T adapter that fits this thread that's not metric, where the adapter will fit onto the water pipe and then the toilet hose fit onto the top, and then maybe like a dish sprayer or something. I'm not sure. So I called Michelle to let her know, my failed attempt. I haven't heard from her back yet, so we'll see. But I'll think about doing that tomorrow. So I haven't got to the fender yet. I'm having a hard time getting to sleep earlier so I can be up earlier to have time to actually do it. It just hasn't happened yet. And we're having such nice weather right now. I'm just enjoying it. But I don't know. I gotta get to it soon. Because it's like 6 o'clock now. I'm already an hour late getting in, but I just got back, so I haven't had time to do anything. So now I'll get to my main subject. Actually, before I do, one other thing. Oh no, I forget what it was now. I wanted to correct something or clarify something that I talked about in another video. I don't remember what it was now. I don't remember if it was a correction, a clarification, or something I forgot to say. I don't remember. I don't know, guys. I thought about it while I was out, and now, as soon as I started talking about it, I forgot. Okay, so I'll get to my main subject. The title of this video is alluding to on Friday, I went to Tim Hortons. I got up to the window, and they told me they didn't want me going through the drive-thru anymore. Ruined my day. So I did my tour, upset the whole time, and when I got back into town, I thought of something I was going to say. I went through the drive-thru again, and I got the same response. And I told them, I'm not going to stop. And the lady said, we're just concerned for your safety. If I hear that one more time, that really annoys me. My safety is my concern, not somebody else's. The thing is, my safety is in jeopardy as soon as I walk out that door. And whether I'm driving on the road or whether I'm driving on the sidewalk, I have to have eyes everywhere around me, because there's people who are impatient, don't want to wait for me, they'll cut in front of me. As you've seen in the past, I'll come up to an intersection, somebody come up behind me, will cut in front of me, they don't want to wait. I gotta watch for people backing out of their driveways. And anybody who's in their car, I have no idea what they're doing. Some people don't signal. I don't know where cars are going. I have to watch everywhere. In the drive-thru, I know what people are doing. People know what I'm doing. Aside from driving in the trails, that drive-through is the safest place I drive. So if you're concerned about my safety, prevent me from walking out my door, right? It just pisses me off. I see police cars all the time while I'm out. I'm on the road. They've never been concerned about my safety. They've never said anything to me about it. So I'm thinking somebody, one of their other customers may have said something. In which case, that pisses me off even more, because they're going to change their policy for one person. You know what I mean? So I went back on Saturday. I was all prepared for an argument. I thought of everything that I was going to say. I was all prepared. Got up to the window, nobody said anything. I went again Sunday. Again, nobody said anything. Now on the weekends, the kids are out of school, so it's mostly teenagers in there. I didn't go out yesterday, but I went back today, and the same lady that told me on Friday that they were concerned for my safety was the same person that was in the window today, and she never said anything. So if somebody says something again, I'm going to ask them whose decision this was, and I'm going to go in and talk to them. I imagine it was one of the managers, right? So if they're in, I'm going to go talk to them. Because if they're concerned for my safety, and one person concerned for me is what made them change their policy, well, I'm one person. I've complained about their wheelchair ramp being inaccessible to mobility scooters I don't know how many times, and nothing's ever been done about that. That's where their safety issue is. Because the stalls where the cars park aren't long enough. People don't want the back end of their vehicle sticking out into traffic, so they block the wheelchair ramp. They pull in farther and nobody can use the wheelchair ramp. So picture an elderly person with a walker who can't get up the wheelchair ramp, so they have to go into traffic to get around the cars, and then step up on, if something happens to them, that's a liability. They can be sued for that. If something happens to me in the drive-thru, that's not on them. That's whoever hit me. Right? That's not a liability to them. They may see it as that, but it's not. But if somebody unable to use the wheelchair ramp has an issue, that's a liability to them. That's what they should be concerned about. And I'm going to tell her, I says, I'm not going to stop. And if you decide you're going to not serve me, then you're going to lose me as a customer. I won't go back. And I'm going to tell her, I says, I'm going to make some phone calls about your wheelchair ramp not being accessible. That's one of the main reasons why I stopped using that and started going to the drive-thru. Because I got sick of not being able to go through and risking scratching somebody's vehicle trying to drive up onto the curb to get past them. That's just, I've brought that up so many times. Well, there's nothing we can do. I'll redesign it. I see other Tim Hortons being modified all the time. Why can't you do that? No, just legally, I tried looking at the disability law, accessibility laws, or whatever it is, and I know there's a phone number I can call to complain about it if there's issues or whatever. But as far as I can see, they're legally required to have access, but apparently they think as long as they have it, it doesn't have to be, accessible. They have it, therefore they're covered, even though nobody can use it, right? I will bring that up. But the big issue is, I don't have a whole lot of pleasures left in my life. That is one of them. When I go grab my coffee and go for a tour, that's my day, right? And when I first started doing it, if they had a problem with it, that would have been alright, but I've been doing it for 2.5 years now, and all of a sudden it's an issue. Trying to stop me from doing something I've been doing really, really affects me, and I get angry. And I get vengeful. So if they're going to stop me from doing it, then I'm not going to go there anymore. You know? And I'm not going to switch. I'm not going to go to McDonald's. I'm just going to stop buying my coffees outside. I'll make my own and take it with me. I have plenty of travel cups that I can use. You know? But I'm not concerned about my physical health. I'm concerned with my mental health, and that is really going to affect me. It already has, even though they haven't stopped me. It's just the notion that they're thinking of it. But like I say, I had a whole argument ready on Saturday and nothing happened, and I'm waiting. And I wasn't going to talk about this right away until I knew what was going on, but it's just something I need to talk about. I need to get it off my chest. So we're going to see what happens. I don't know if they can stop me legally because, yes, it's private property. However, excuse me. I remember a case where somebody got charged with using their cell phone while driving in a Tim Hortons parking lot. And I don't remember how it was worded, but it's private property, but it's a thoroughfare designed for public use, something like that. So the Highway Traffic Act still applies to drive-thrus that are open to the public. You can still be charged with traffic offenses even if you're on private property. I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but I do remember that. So I don't know for sure, legally, if they can stop me from going through. However, I'm sure they can legally refuse to serve me. So I don't know exactly. But it's going to piss me off really bad. And like I say, originally, the first time I went through it, they said, we don't want you going through, then that would have been different. But now that I've been doing it for 2.5 years, if they want to stop me, it's going to piss me off. And I'm going to react. So, I'll save money. They won't get my money. I won't go there again, ever. And a lot of times, especially in the winter time, I'll go to Timmy's just to grab a coffee just so I can go out and enjoy the snow or something, right? I won't do that. I will not do that. And Michelle's in her power chair. She doesn't go there much because half the time she goes there, she can't use the wheelchair ramp. She can't even get into the store because it's blocked by the cars that are parked there. So, they need to do something. Not sure what else to say. I still can't think of what it was I wanted to talk about. So I'm having an issue again with the one front wheel angle. It's not the stuff that I replaced. It's all still good. It's the wheel hub itself. I don't get it. I put it back together. Everything was good. And then I noticed the bearings seem to be loose, and I don't remember if it was when I took the wheel off to design my own fender brackets. I haven't got to that in my project videos yet, so I'm not sure. And the bolt was messed up, the threads on the bolt were messed up, so it seemed like I cross-threaded the nut. When I put everything back together, everything was nice and tight, everything was good. Well, it's loose again. And I don't understand why. The bearings were new. The speedometer pickup is new. So you got the two bearings that are like right beside each other. There's like a 1/4 inch in between them. And then the back end of it sticks into the speedometer pickup unit thingy. And that holds everything together. Well, it's moving again, and I don't understand why. The nut is tight. I tighten it as tight as I can get it. It's not loose. Something else is going on. I just, I'm so ready to give up. So ready. So, depression part's starting to get to me now. And this Tim Hortons issue is not helping. So, I don't know what else to say, guys. Tomorrow or the day after, I should get the nuts, my M8 nuts. Okay, I bought M6 nuts for these. I was going to use those to put my fender back together. I'm not sure what I did with those. Okay, I found them. I got them here. I'm going to put these ones with it so I know where everything is. Keep everything together. I'm ready. It's just finding the time to do it. I gotta cut the grass one more time, which is gonna take me a few days because I can't do it all in one day. The battery doesn't last long enough. But neighbors on both sides have cut theirs, so I gotta do it one more time. We do have more rain coming. After that 3-day rain, it just, well, kinda got everything soggy. But we'll see. We will see. I can't think of anything else. I guess when I remember what I was going to talk about, I will add that to my next one. So hopefully, I might wait till next week to do another tour, out of town tour. The problem I have now is with the weather, the temperature being lower than, my batteries aren't going to last as long. I won't be able to do a full tour. I can do half a tour. I'll go up McLean Line and Bach Line, which is what I did yesterday. And then I'll do the Glen Annan Road, which will probably be the nicest view. But I got watching earlier videos when I've gone out there. It would be nice to do it on an overcast day because the sun's shining into the camera. It messes up exposure and it doesn't look as nice. So if I have an overcast day, then everything's going to be even lighting and it's not going to be an issue. I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is the trees aren't quite ready yet. They're starting, they're turning, but they're just not there yet. We'll see. I guess that's all I got. I can't think of anything else.